A few months before LeBron James would sign a deal with the LA Lakers, we saw him single-handedly carry a team to the NBA Finals with no help or supporting cast. Only a talent like LeBron could bring a team full of scrubs to the NBA Finals, where they would take on the Golden State Warriors dynasty once again. For today's video, and the first episode of the Historic Run series, I decided to take a trip down memory lane and analyze the sheer dominance LeBron put on display in the 2018 playoffs. Let's do this. Now before we go on, I wanted to talk about how less than 1% of you guys watching these videos are subscribed. That's insanely low. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing so that you get notified whenever I post, which is once a week. So you definitely don't want to miss out. Now with that out of the way, let's have a look at LeBron's dominance in the first round. The first round of the playoffs saw LeBron go up against the 5th-seeded Indiana Pacers, led by their new star and reigning Most Improved Player of the Year, Victor Oladipo. If we have a look at LeBron's stats from the series, we see how he dominated on every front, averaging 34.4 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.4 steals, and a block. This was all while shooting an amazing 55% from the field, 35% from 3, and 81% from the free throw line. The Pacers put up a really good fight despite LeBron's amazing numbers. The Indiana Pacers even took Game 1 in Cleveland, but LeBron would answer right back with a 46.12 rebound game, tying the series 1-1. Indiana would host Games 3 and 4, and Game 3 saw Bojan Bogdanovic go off for 30 points, giving them a 2-1 series lead. LeBron wouldn't back down and put up 32 points in Game 4 and 44 points in Game 5, leading his team to a 3-2 series lead. LeBron would stun everyone in Game 6 by having an off night, only dropping 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, which is pretty good for anyone other than LeBron. The Cavs would lose Game 6 by 34 points. In a sudden death Game 7, it came down to the wire, but LeBron was able to put his team over the hump with a 45-point, 8 rebound, 7 assist performance to send his team to the second round. The Indiana Pacers put up a really good fight, as no one expected them to take the Cavs to 7 games, but they did. LeBron was just getting warmed up, and the next round would see him going up against the Toronto Raptors. This one really hurts to talk about. As many of you know, I'm a Toronto Raptors fan, so talking about LeBronto and the sheer whooping he gave to my favorite team really sucks. It really does. But I have to do it for the video. Going into the series was very double-sided for Toronto Raptors fans. On one hand, this Raptors team was the most developed in recent years, also winning the most amount of games in the East at 59. But, on the other hand, we did get swept by LeBron the previous year, so who really knows? Clearly LeBron did know, because he averaged 34 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, almost 2 steals, and 1 block a game in the second round against the Raptors. The Raptors would again get swept by LeBron for the second year in a row. LeBron started the series off putting up a strong triple-double performance consisting of 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. He wouldn't slow down in Game 2 as LeBron had 43 points, 8 rebounds, and 14 assists to blow the Raptors out by 18 points. LeBron would shatter the hopes of all Toronto Raptors fans with his 38-point Game 3 performance, which was capped off by a game winner at the buzzer. Game 4 was an easy win for the Cavs, winning by 35 points, which is the exact amount LeBron also had. It's a shame the series wasn't more competitive. Imagine what LeBron's numbers would have looked like if the Raptors kept it close during the games, allowing LeBron to play more. With no signs of slowing down on LeBron's end, going into the Eastern Conference Finals, it would be interesting to see how far LeBron could take the Cavs during his historic run. This was a great series to watch. I would even argue that it was the best series from LeBron's 2018 run. The Celtics won Game 1 convincingly by 25 points, as LeBron put up a series-low 15 points and had an overall plus-minus of -32. He came back stronger than ever in Game 2, dropping a 40-point triple-double with 42 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists, but the Cavs still ended up losing and now trailed 0-2. However, LeBron would lead his team to wins in Games 3, having 28 points, 12 assists, and 5 rebounds, and Game 4 where he put up 44 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. With the series tied 2-2, Game 5 would be a very crucial one, taking place in Boston. LeBron did his thing, having 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, but it still wasn't enough to overcome the Celtics as they remained undefeated in the Garden and now controlled the series 3-2. LeBron's legacy was on the line and all eyes looked at him in Cleveland during Game 6. He would need to send out a very strong message. And a strong message it was, as LeBron had 46 points and 11 rebounds to send the series to Game 7. As we all know, LeBron doesn't like losing Game 7s, and that fact remained true once again as he was able to help lift the Cavs to the NBA Finals once again with a 35-point, 15-rebound performance. The Celtics provided a very entertaining series, and it was a shame we didn't get to see the Celtics in full force because they were missing their two top players, Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. A rookie Jayson Tatum and the supporting cast did a lot of damage, but it simply wasn't enough to stop LeBron, who averaged 33 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block a game during the series. And now the only thing between LeBron James and a championship was the NBA Finals. Before we move on to the NBA Finals, I just wanted to remind you to like the video because it helps our small channel grow to new people. If you've made it this far, it means you're liking what you're seeing, so make sure you leave a like if you want me to continue the series or if you like this video. Thank you. For the 4th straight year in a row, we will get a Cleveland Cavaliers vs Golden State Warriors matchup. At this point, it was slightly overplayed and got a little bit stale, especially when you consider the fact that the Warriors were strong as ever, while LeBron had the weakest roster compared to his other Cavs finals teams in years prior. Game 1 was an infamous one. If you don't remember, let me brief you. LeBron put up a 51-point, 8-rebound, 8-assist game in an overtime loss. What makes this game infamous, you may ask? Well, there wasn't even supposed to be an overtime if J.R. Smith knew what the score was, because with 4.7 seconds left on the clock and the game tied at 107, George Hill missed a crucial second free throw, but J.R. Smith grabbed the offensive rebound. Instead of looking for the shot to win the game, he runs the ball out, letting the time expire, sending it to overtime. I kid you not, a professional NBA player, on the biggest stage, in what would be an amazing Game 1 upset, sells it because he doesn't have the awareness. LeBron's face says it all here. I think everyone felt bad for LeBron and the situation he was in. That single play ruined all momentum for LeBron and the Cavs. Rumor even had it that he broke part of his pinky and ring finger after Game 1 punching a chalkboard in the locker room out of frustration over what had just transpired. LeBron would still try to fight through the series, but there seemed to be no hope. Game 2 saw LeBron put up 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 13 assists, but it wasn't enough to overcome the overpowered Golden State Warriors. LeBron had yet another great game in Game 3, dropping 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists, but Kevin Durant also had himself a night, putting up 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists, leading to a Game 3 win for the Warriors. Game 4 was a do-or-die situation for LeBron, and he seemed slightly out of it, only boasting 23 points, which is somehow good enough for anyone's standards other than LeBron. LeBron averaged 34 points, 8.5 rebounds, 10 assists, 1.3 steals, and 1 block a game on great efficiency, but the Warriors would sweep the Cavaliers, giving LeBron his 6th NBA Finals loss. And now, as always, I leave it up to you guys. Was LeBron James's 2018 playoff run the best playoff run of his career? And do you believe the Cavs would have had a chance if J.R. Smith realized the score? Let me know in the comments below. While you're leaving a comment, consider hitting the like button if you enjoyed this video and want to see more for the Historic Runs series. Subscribe to make sure you get notified whenever I upload, which is every week. And as always, until next time, cheers.